And welcome everybody to Critical Role, our Thursday night show where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors play Dungeons & Dragons and roll dice and all that fun stuff in between. The group, having heard that the Briarwoods, a couple who had taken power in the town of Whitestone, far to the northeast, and apparently responsible for the destruction of Percy's entire family and his escape into the wilds of Taldore, coming to Iman to bridge a political handshake with Sovereign Uriel to build a bridge across the channel that separates this continent from Wildmount. After being invited to this banquet, gather information, and in the process doing so, VOX got himself caught by sneaking into their bedroom after them and was nearly killed in the process. The group managed to aid him, pull him out from the jaws of death, and the Briarwoods escaped through arcane means, leaving a shattered carriage, a mostly beaten driver of their carriage. The party, upon meeting an individual named Lilith, a tiefling, and leading her back to the keep, were attacked, or seemingly attacked, by a series of bounty hunters that were after her. There was some intense violence displayed against a few of them, and this all got back to the council. The council then called VOX MACHINA to the central palace and essentially began the structure of a trial to see if they themselves were responsible for essentially attacking guests of the council, ruining what could have been a very lucrative union between the two towns, and possibly murdering an old woman. So they had their membership revoked. Apparently the charmed Seeker Asum was restored, but seemingly to little effect. When they returned to the keep, they found two representatives of the northern farmers of Iman that required aid. A series of their livestock had been stolen over the past few weeks and was putting them in dire straits when it came to the necessary amount of meat they had to raise. The group, trying to kind of turn their morality on its head, decided to aid this, waited out in the center of the cow pasture at night, masquerading through illusionary magic as cows themselves, of which the giant rock, a gargantuan bird that swooped down and grabbed Cowlith here, swept her away. The rest of the party, Tiberius then enabled to fly through arcane means, and thus we had a squadron of evening cows chasing after the rock, which then got turned into a cow to crash into a mountain. They chased it back to its perch up in the cliffside mountains to the northwest of Iman.
Such an old trope in fantasy.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
And engaged apparently a guardian of this rock, a gnome druid who had been removed from society for quite some time. They managed to convince him to instead take the bird and flee across the Osmit Sea to the northwest towards Vasselheim, where it would be a much better landscape for the creature to thrive and grow. After that, the party is making their way back right around, I'd say, beginning of daybreak towards the keep. Percy.
Yes? Hello.
Darkness. Cold, lonely darkness. A flicker of light. It swells, bright, white, blinding, then flashes of your family, screaming. Julius, silenced by a bolt to the throat. Vesper, thrown from a tower wall. Your younger brother's lifeless bodies tossed in a pile, the smell of death filling your cell. Your father, Frederick, a blade jutting from his chest, slick with crimson. Your mother, Johanna, burned with iron, screaming. Cassandra running towards you, calling your name into the night, begging you to help. 1, 2, 3 arrows. She falls. Darkness once more. Darkness and red. Red of blood. Red of burning fire. The sky is fire. The world burns with flame and iron. The smoke rises from the cinders, coalescing into a face, black as soot with eyes as burning coals, and a wicked grin. It speaks with a raspy, rumbling bass, like a slow-moving landslide.
You hold your vengeance, Percival. You made it. You only need to take it for yourself. Make the world right. My gift is yours, and your gift shall bring justice. Our bargain stands eager to close.
You suddenly come to consciousness, gasping loudly against the air. You feel the warmth of the forge across the side of the workshop calling across your face. You are sitting at your workbench, having fallen asleep amidst a pile of contraptions in mid-construction. Apron on, blackened soot spread across your face, and a series of things you were in mid-build on just broken before you on your workshop table.
I'm gonna head upstairs.
Okay. You go and you open the metallic door that leads into your workshop and come around the corner. And there's a chair set in the corner where Jarrett would be sitting. Jarrett, one of the head guards of the facility. Jarrett, however, is instead standing, hands up to his throat, going with no visible assailant.
Help! Help! Help!
Are we there?
I want you to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh shit! It's already started.
Trinket was down there.
As you come around the corner and you see this visual in front of you, and looking down, you could see his feet are actually off the ground, kicking.
How insane would it be to try and make a shot beneath his legs?
You can certainly go for it. Try.
Can I make a request that the rest of us do the sounds of the ricocheting bullets in case he misses?
Certainly.
Okay, I want 5.1 though, so start here and make it all the way down.
With 15,
Try again.
still hits.
Still hits! Still hits!
No.
16 points of damage.
Alrighty. You see all of a sudden the air go, and whip for a second, and Jarrett falls to his knees.
I'm gonna take 2 more shots right above his head.
Go for it.
20,
20 hits.
13.
13 does not hit.
No, 13 points of damage.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
20 again.
20 hits.
9 points of damage.
9 points damage. The gunshots are echoing through the hallway. Whatever this weird entity is, you can see some of the nearby cloth and dust kind of swirl up from its movement. You hear this. Some sort of shift of wind come around the corner towards you. This one turns around and
No, through the
to go
bars.
over to the bars, and you can see in the distance it's moving over towards where your captive currently is. The entity that swishes down the stairs and comes at you. 22?
That hits.
12.
That does not.
All right. Poof, a giant slam of extremely condensed air with like a raking claw impact hits you in the torso, doing 15 points of damage against you. The other one swings out in the same direction, though. At this time, you actually pull off to the side and knock it out of the way with your pepper box. The driver that you had you had put into prison is currently being now. It's been gurgling, strangling sounds in the distance. That ends it. Trinket's up.
I guess he can see Percy getting attacked, and instinct takes over, and he runs forward. That does not hit. That's a natural 20.
Yes, that will hit.
Yeah!
17 damage?
17 damage, nice. Goes for a bite attack and just grabs nothing, but then turns around and just rakes a claw backwards, manages to get the back of whatever this entity is, and you hear it scream. Jarrett then gets up, sees this happening, moves over, and pulls out the key to begin to try and open the prison door. Spends the turn doing so, manages to get the door open. Now, the rest of you guys roll initiative.
Okay.
You guys manage to get, with full dash and full turn, you guys get to the front of the keep this turn. So you won't get into this until next round.
Okay.
But
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just gonna try and take shots then
Okay.
at it. I'm just gonna fire
The
it.
one in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna take my first one with the sharpshooter. Nope. That's a misfire.
So the
No.
pepper box, you go to shoot, and there you go. The actual barrel gets clogged, and there's a burst of flames. It's rattled the flame.
Okay, that's all I
section.
wanted. That's
The
what
front actually catches fire for a second, and you kind of have to like shake it out. But right now, it's like completely offset, and it's going to take a moment for you to even get it to a point where you can fire again.
I'm gonna do something a little weird.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out bad news. I'm gonna try and swing it like a pugil stick, and I'm just gonna try and hit him with the bunt of bad news.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead and make a melee attack. This is strength based.
15.
Nice.
15 just barely hits.
4.
Okay, so 4 points of damage as you whack bludgeon it with your. So you took a turn, take it out as your third attack is then slamming it in the side. Whatever entity you smack, it's poof, pushed against the wall. The one that's in front of you now is going to go ahead and 2 strikes on you. 17.
Nope.
18.
I'm 18. Armor class is 18.
That puts you at another 15 points of bludgeoning damage as it just smacks you right across the head. Your eyes kind of go dizzy for a second, and you take a minute to refocus your vision. The other one is going to attempt to choke out your prisoner. The prisoner resists
Fill that
through
guy with
athletics. It's currently like holding back at bay the strength of the entity. Jarrett manages to reach out and grab onto whatever this creature is and hold on to it. So it's like this chain of grappling, and is going to attempt to try and pull it back. Jarrett pulls it back that far, managing to let go of its quarry, and is currently holding on to some sort of angry, whirling entity at that point.
I want to run down and shoot something.
Okay. You can get just about there. This guy's 3/4 cover. So it would be
Disadvantage?
disadvantage on the attack.
28.
28 hits.
15.
15 points of damage. The first arrow sinks into whatever is there, and you can see it just kind of jutting out of no physical space.
Now I'm gonna hunter's mark him, and I'm gonna hit him again. Doesn't matter. Doesn't hit him anyway. I
Okay.
missed it.
Second shot just shatters against the back wall of stone. Keyleth, you now also make your way into the doorway. Nothing's in visual sight right now, unfortunately. You could dash and try and make your way in, but you wouldn't be able to do anything.
No, I'll just wait.
Okay.
I go into a rage, and I come in and I turn to the right, a holy oil vial out of the bag of holding. I crush it in my hand, and I take a swing at whatever he's holding.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's
Oh.
a 1.
So that first strike just woofs over.
15.
15 just barely hit.
Hey! 8.
So 8 points of damage to it. Whack! It hits, and you hear this sound as it takes the impact. This like kind of strange, angry face appears suddenly out of the shimmering air that just then disperses again, and you don't quite know where it is.
Did it do any holy damage?
Did not appear to have any additional effect on the edge.
Well, hell, it was worth a shot. 19.
19 still hits. Go ahead and roll next attack.
8 again.
8 damage again. Whack! You backhand it with your third strike, this time finding the edge of its face again.
I'm clicking my boots of haste, and I get double movement, so I get to go 60 feet.
Yep.
So because the trinket's right there, this is sneak attack. 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
25 for the first hit.
25. All right.
It's 15 hit.
15 just barely hits.
Just barely hits. Oh, that's better than I thought. 9 for damage.
Alrighty.
27, so that also hits.
Yep.
For 9 of damage.
All right. So as you rush over, you stab downward. You hear this sound as your blade comes down into whatever entity there. Your hand kind of moves around as it struggles against the blade. You pull it out, grab your other dagger, and throw it in the air, catch it, slam it down again for the third strike, and then pull back and stab a third time.
I would probably just dimension door into the tinkering room, because that's where I assume Percy is.
Okay.
I'll just inspire Percy.
Yay.
Alrighty.
All the single Percys, all the single Percys, all the single Percys. Now put your guns up.
I'm going to use my action to try and clear my gun.
Okay.
I'm adding my bonus die. Damn it.
What'd you roll?
9.
The actual barrel comes off and hits the ground, ting, 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 and rolls off towards the back of the room.
I'm using an action surge. Walk over to the wraith on the ground, put the barrel of bad news up to it, and pull the trigger. 22.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
19.
19. Bad news goes off. The sound is deafening in the room. The echoing of the explosion through the stone walls. The entity screams and then disperses.
Yay.
Yeah, just another shot. 27.
27 hits.
19 points of damage.
Okay. This time, the shot goes off. A big plume of black powder, like just smoke, fills the air around you. This entity, center marked, is going to rush forward, straight out of the grapple, just shifts right out of his hands. It's going to run forward and take a double attack against the prisoner. Takes 30 points of damage. It's currently unconscious.
Oh, shit.
Punches him twice, and you see the poor driver is knocked up into the ceiling, falls down onto the bed, and is like half laying off. You can see blood trickling down the front of his face. His eyes are kind of open and slowly close. Jarrett is going to rush forward and come to this corner, swinging through, trying to pierce through the bars at this entity, and just can't seem to get any sort of attack to hit and land on the creature.
So he's actually locked in the thing still?
Jarrett got the door open and came through to try and grab the creature, and as he tried to pull him back, the creature just sifted right through his hands again to go ahead and attack the prisoner.
He's hunter's marked already. Okay, good.
He is. So both attacks at disadvantage.
A 15.
15 hits.
Okay.
Just hits.
16.
16 also hits. Oh, 16
Oh,
damage.
that's the damage.
All right.
And then 14 doesn't hit.
14 does not hit. air just disappears in the back of the cell, kind of scattering and shattering against part of the stone wall.
Okay, I am going to, seeing the direction that everyone's pointing, going to kind of walk up and reach around Vex, and I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire. Right. Oh God, wrong direction.
Wrong direction.
Fucking eye. So I want to cast it right in this cell.
Okay. It fails with a 14. All right, so you guys watch as she reaches her hand out. The entire cell, all of a sudden, there's a burst of purplish light, and these little kind of dust stars of purple glowing begin to drift down from the ceiling. As they do, they cling to whatever this form is, and you can now see very clearly this invisible entity that is surrounded in these purple sparkles. It looks humanoid from the torso up, but its legs are kind of shimmering and shifting around. You now have a very clear look on it. You've nullified its invisibility.
You have advantage now.
Is it advantage as well?
Yeah, you have advantage. I'm gonna take my bonus action to do Healing Word on the cab driver.
Okay.
12.
12. Gotcha. Desmond's eyes kind of clarify for a second. Begins to breathe heavily. Still looking very wounded, but conscious.
There you are. Hold still, Casper. And I run up and I swing. A 28.
That hits.
27.
Hits.
A 17.
13 also hits, so roll damage 3 times.
14 on the first one plus the fire damage. 21. 21 again!
Nice. Whack! Whack! Hammer down a third time on top of this creature. You can see its body being beaten around by the attack. And you see the whispering of its wind around its lower body starting to slow, and it's looking like it's getting more sluggish, but it's definitely still intent on its job.
And I'm going to use Grog's proximity to take this thing apart. So the first one is terrible. It's a 14.
14 misses, unfortunately. Second and third.
Third one is 21.
That does hit.
Ooh, 38. 38.
All right. You can see after Grog is slammed with the hammer, it kind of falls, and you can see its form. The sparkles kind of come towards the edge, like it's slamming its back into the bars, and it's right there in front of you. And use that instance to go ahead and reach through the bars, grab it by the throat, and just stab it repeatedly. Yes! At which point its form disperses into wind around you.
Andy Dufresne.
Unconscious. Desmond is still in the bed, kind of like eyes wide. What happened?
I run up and I cast
was that?
Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll for the cure wounds heal on that.
Oh, you're casting that all over the place now, aren't you? Fancy pants.
Is it no
20.
customs running off?
No. All right, cool.
From the tinkering room, I yell out, "Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Can I come out now?"
Yep.
It is safe.
There's like 4 more of them. Stay back, stay back.
I'll stay.
These entities are used by certain high-level arcane practitioners. They can be summoned as certain spells. They're air elemental based in nature, but they're generally known as invisible stalkers.
All I know is they feel like the Briarwoods.
You get that based on recent events, there's probably a good probability that was the source of this. I would recommend that next time you decide to put me on watch, you let me know if we're up against things that are invisible. I apologize, I was not prepared for such a foe to show up.
We're unprepared to warn you. I'm sorry.
What exactly are we up against here?
Fuck if we know.
It seems like we're up against either vampires or liches.
Jared, are you up for it?
I mean, if the pay is good, yes.
Will be.
Jared's up for anything.
You understand. I think a bit of rest is necessary. And he makes his way up the stairs to the rest of the keep. I told you they'd come for me.
Yes, you did.
I told you they would.
Don't worry.
But you know what? You're still alive.
You've had the worst couple days.
He wipes the blood from the side of his face and kind of looks
With
at it
his
in his hand and
hat
goes,
Let's take you upstairs and get you all fitted.
I sit down next to him and say, listen, you were a victim of circumstance. We understand that. We are, to a certain degree as well. We're not leaving your side. And really, there's no other choice. I mean, you're kind of fucked like we are. So we will do our best to protect you. I promise you.
Okay. I trust you. Please. Please don't let them get me.
You have my word. I promise you.
Okay.
Desmond, dear, let's go upstairs. Grog,
Yeah.
that bed needs to go back up to the guest room.
Fucking hell. I started to take the fucking bed up the stairs.
Takes you roughly another 20 minutes or so to
Son of a
bring it up.
bitch.
I gently fall asleep under Percy's workbench.
I really wouldn't do that.
Where I've been hiding this whole time.
Okay, make a stealth check.
You're not going to sleep down there.
Natural 20.
So So you guys are going to set it up there. Percy, you're going to workshop. Go ahead and roll a perception check, Percy.
17.
17, okay. You go about your work as is necessary.
I'm fixing my gun.
Okay. You guys rest through the rest of the morning, waking up past noon, probably about 2 in the afternoon. You all gradually begin to come to consciousness. As you come downstairs, you can already smell breakfast has been prepared.
Oh, it's so nice of all of you to come down. It was very interesting. These very nice folks came by this morning and dropped off a whole bunch of food and fresh veggies and stuff. Like for a great meal. It was very nice.
Oh, wonderful.
Food served.
As you guys are in the middle of your meal, you hear clearing the stillness and quiet of the low munching up. And sitting at the table adjacent to you guys, completely unnoticed in his entry, is Sikar Asum, arms crossed, sitting at the
Motherfucker,
chair.
you are sneaky. I need to talk to you.
We are not cool right now.
Well, obviously not. That's why I'm here to have a conversation with the rest of you. First and foremost, I would like to thank you, Keyleth, for clearing my head. Lord Briarwood had locked me to some form of mental charm during my attempt to aid Vax. I'm sorry to uphold the charade back in the palace, but I had to keep up appearances so as not to cause any sort of stir at the time. I fear, based on my observations since, that our very own sovereign also fell to the same charm I did, and has been clouded since the dinner the night before.
Sovereign?
Shit. That makes sense.
We're kind of afraid of that.
I wish to stay in his good graces because that would enable us a much better chance of getting you close enough to him to absolve him of this charm.
Even your
If I were to reveal this instantaneously in the presence of the entire council, I fear that might have put me in the same court of disfavor as you and lost any future chance of expelling this influence. I have spent the better part of the past days since the cleansing seeking all records of the Briarwoods and their doings. There is a period of about 8 years in which there is no public record of their goings-on, and it appears that most records that deal with their involvement in Wildmount and whatever homestead gave them their title Lord and Lady Briarwood has all been but erased. So I intend to go to the source. Wildmount itself and research. This will take me some time, of course. But
How soon will you return?
it depends on if I even return. This journey may take me 2 weeks, a month, many months, I do not know. I'm doing this just in case whatever you're choosing to do fails, at least. If Vox Machina falls in this, I can come back with proof enough to try and, once the army has been gathered, perhaps we can rally all of Imon against Whitestone.
Is it possible to sneak into his room and restore him without anybody knowing?
You're confident.
Well, what if Keyleth, who can do it,
I'd go with you.
polymorphed into like a fly or a very small creature, traveled on you, you snuck in, she popped out, did the thing, money.
Don't really.
Unless they're caught,
This
in which
lady.
case you've got 2 of our members against the entire palace guard.
Right.
Well, then you go with them and dimension door out.
I didn't even want to face the little invisible thing downstairs.
Hold on.
We've always sought out the path of the most glory, and I think that is the Briarwoods. Going into a giant vampire lich-ridden castle and killing 2 evil bastards amid their army of protectors is the coolest
It's
thing we
super
could ever
duper,
do.
super duper cool. Here's the thing. It's not going to be just 2, I don't think. It's going to be an entire town of people that they've controlled.
You think we can get into Sovereign Uriel without anyone detecting magic on us? He's got clerics all around him,
But
paladins.
Secret
all-
Assume knows all the ins and outs of the palace.
Something tells me we're still going to be fighting a big fight in a palace. I'd rather fight that big fight in the Briarwood Palace.
Scanlan and I are in agreement, and here's the problem. If things go south in Uriel's palace, we are then forced to fight against people who are good and true. If we are...
Or give up.
Or give up and go to jail, which sucks.
But
and
in
if we go
Briarwoods,
to
we
the
can kill
Briarwoods...
every motherfucker in that place.
Yes.
All right. Can we just vote on something, please, since Percy's being oh so quiet about all
Percy
this?
is being very quiet about this.
Are you sure you have nothing to say?
We're in this now.
Percy, let me ask you.
A voice whispers in your ear, Percy. No one hears this.
If you're with me, we can be prepared for them this time. Yeah. We know enough to prepare ourselves. We can have ourselves ready this time.
How many days do we have?
I think a week to prepare is reasonable.
And then leave.
And then we leave. We leave quietly.
Percival, I agree with you. I think this is the right choice.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay.
Then it is settled. I'll be on my way.
Wait. Before you go, can I talk to you?
Oh,
Certainly. 3 days, and I'll be off on my side of the mission.
I'll follow you out.
Yes. And he walks with you. So, you wish to speak with me?
Yes, I do. You're a ranger.
I am.
You're very, very sneaky.
I can be.
I've only ever seen people like thieves, like my brother, do things like you've done. Can you teach me anything that you know to help me maybe be a little more stealthy as well?
We'll go over what you know, and perhaps there are a few tricks I could teach you in the 3 days I have. I can't guarantee that they'll be extremely changing, as that's a very short time to train over what I've learned over a lifetime, but I can certainly attempt.
I appreciate it.
I require your concentration for those days, though, before I leave.
Utmost.
Meet me tomorrow, crack of dawn. I'll be at the front of your keep.
Lovely.
To try and expedite this over the next period of time you guys want to take to prepare, what are you going to do? Percy.
Spent some time making some ammunition, and I'm going to attempt to build what we were talking about.
Okay,
earlier.
go ahead and make a tinkering check for your ammunition.
24.
24, okay. You managed to produce 25 rounds for your pepper box and 10 rounds for the bad news.
Okay.
Roll for the secondary construction.
11.
11. A better part of 2 days attempting to get these to work, and most of your materials are ruined, unfortunately. You managed to come out with it with, and I want you to write this down, smoke bomb, question mark.
Thank you.
It may function. We will see upon use. But you have one at your disposal that is questionable. For the cost of the ammunition and the cost of the smoke bomb's construction, already that comes to about 75 gold pieces.
I want to go to the store. I would like to get a shovel and a pickaxe.
Okay, 4 gold pieces for the 2 of those.
Great.
You got them.
Can I roll one beard check?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can roll several beard checks.
Yeah, you will.
43.
Bunch of
beer
43, it starts filling in.
Ton of beer checks. Do it.
81.
Nope.
86.
Come on, Grog.
That was good.
Ooh,
16.
ooh,
16.
ooh.
68.
Let's get it.
What?
19.
How do you get under 10? How do you get
for 3.
58.
Okay, so by the time the week comes to an end, the other side of your beard has finally filled in, and you are back to a full bearded grog status.
Good job, Garoga.
The first thing I want to do is, I think at some point I heard Tiberius talking about wooden stakes and vampires, so I just want to go buy about 10 wooden stakes.
I give him extra to give me 20.
Okay, those will cost you a total of 2 gold.
That's
like
what I
they're sharpened
thought.
wood.
The next thing I want to do is go to the Temple of Sarenrae
Okay.
and get my sister's holy oil for her.
Yes.
Holy oil is a more, it's an expensive version. Holy water is a one use. Holy oil can be applied to a
Things.
weapon.
That's what I want.
I'll get 4 vials of that.
Okay.
I gave him gold to do it.
Okay.
We'll work that out, I promise. The cleric who helped bring Pike back to life is here.
Yeah, Tristan is here.
Jesus, how do you do that?
Because I have to.
You remember my friend Pike?
I do, yes.
You remember me?
Yes, we inspected you. Is that healing well, by the way?
He inspects the wounds in the side of your neck.
It is.
Good,
I'm
good,
grateful.
good.
I need a keepsake of your deity.
And he steps away and goes back and disappears for a minute, comes back, and he's holding a chain around his neck. A identical holy symbol of Sarenrae is the one that Pike keeps around her neck, and hands it over and kind of puts it over your head.
May she keep you safe and bring your soul to redemption.
It reminds me of my friend.
As it should.
Pats you on the cheek.
As it should.
So, chore number 2 down. I would like to go to Uriel's temple and ask the guards if anyone has seen my belt or Simon.
You are stopped at the edge of the Cloudtop district. The guards see you as you approach, and they just kind of block the doorway and say,
We're sorry, but Vox Machina has been given no passage into the Cloudtop district at this time.
I understand. I don't mean to be any further trouble. There is a belt that I left inside. Have you seen a snake called Simon? Or any snake?
both the guards kind of look at each other and laugh for a second.
Piss off.
Okay, chore number 4. The butcher's house.
Oh, yeah.
That Kynan ran from, and if there are any youths his age who go there to shop.
You do eventually come across a boy that looks about his age, like late teens, maybe early 20s.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to take you away from your day. I'm sorry. What is your name?
Jameson?
Jameson.
Yeah. Can I help you?
Yes.
I've really got to get this over this.
I understand. I'll just take a second of your time. I owe a boy who lives here named Kynan. I owe him a few silver, and I want to see that he gets it. Is he in town?
Kynan's been gone for the better part of a week.
Where would he have gone?
I don't know. He just told us all he was off to find his destiny or some sort of bullshit like that.
And he never
always
talked-
had his head in the clouds, that one.
I agree. He never talked about where he was going, how he meant to go about doing it.
No. Kept to himself mostly. Sorry, I wish I could be of more service. If I see him, where should I send him?
You... Well... I don't know who that guy is. If you see him, tell him that V is looking for him at Grayskull Keep.
Well, I'll pass that along.
Thank you.
Good day. And he kind of hurries off to continue his errand.
Are you alright, old man? Do you need to help out?
I'm fine, it's fine.
I go to Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
Okay.
You remember me.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a very important question. I won't take up much of your time.
Good.
I pull out a small metal skull cap. What can you tell me about this?
She takes it. If you're requesting identification of a magical item, that is a service we charge. 125 gold pieces per enchantment identified.
Done.
Based on the enchantment on this device, it's very crude in construction, and the enchantment is of an arcane offshoot of language I'm not very familiar with, but it appears that it is a guard from some sort of mental influence. Essentially what it would do is it would give you advantage on wisdom saving throws against magical spells.
Pretty great.
Against
Give you advantage on wisdom saving throws against magical effects.
Scanlan sends his regards.
She kind of noticeably blushes a little bit and goes, well, send mine back if you wouldn't mind.
You know it.
I want to know if such a thing exists, and if so, how much. A potion or a scroll that could invoke either Hallow or Spirit Guardians.
There are no potions for it, but there is a scroll of Hallow available. And I will say that comes to
A lot of money.
roughly 6,000 gold pieces for the scroll of Hallow. Spirit Guardian's level 3, actually, not level 4. That actually makes it a lot cheaper. That is 600 gold.
Oh,
It scares evil things away.
That's good.
It's a pikey thing.
Do it.
I'll buy one of those.
All right. Scroll of Spirit Guardians. And there's only one available, but yeah.
I would also like to find a smithy of some sort and make me like a little metal choker, like of chainmail.
Remembering that you'd spoken to Karen before, which is kind of the renowned custom blacksmith in Iman. 7 of those, I'd say for the whole 7, I'll put you at 100 gold just because it's custom orders.
I go to Gilmore's and I buy an alchemy set.
95,000 gold.
It's gonna be a lot more than you think, apparently.
Alchemist supplies, 50 gold.
Oh, come on!
Enchanted, yo!
And then I go home and I make a few cure wounds potions, try it out since I've learned and I've been studying and I've been doing my research. So maybe like do like level 2, level 3 cure wounds potions.
A level 2 healing potion, a greater healing potion. The materials involved in creating that will come to, I'd say, about 400 a piece. It's your first time doing it. They'll probably get cheaper over time as you get better at it, but
Oh, okay, cheaper over time as I get better at it. That's funsies.
we also
Okay.
Feeling.
What is that, a greater healing potion?
It's a greater healing,
A
yeah.
greater healing potion.
so for each one you make, roll a d20 and add 5.
Let me make one for right now.
Okay.
That's an 18. That's pretty good.
Then yeah,
23.
you successfully create the potion. No issue.
Awesome.
Did
So
I
wait.
learn anything from Seeker or so?
Go ahead and roll a d20, adding your wisdom modifier.
Oh, jeez, really?
Come on, Laura.
Ah,
Come on,
What if
Laura.
I roll like shit?
Then
Well,
it'll
don't.
be hilarious. Come
do
on,
it.
roll that
Do
die.
it good.
17?
pretty good.
17?
He works with you for a bit and teaches you the ranger ability Skirmisher Stealth.
Skirmisher stealth?
We'll go over the details of it after the game, but yeah, it's essentially you learn a new ranger ability from Secretum. All right, so what is the
I
plan?
give everyone else the chain. I give everyone the chain.
Okay, there's a little chainmail.
Oh, look at this, so fancy.
put that. I take that fancy box I bought a couple times ago, and I take the blue crystal that we found in our very first adventure, and I put it in it, and I seal it tight.
Okay.
Oh yes. I drink my shit scrying potion, shit in a jar, and leave it in the kitchen.
Okay.
I go find Jarrett
Okay.
Can do the thing.
and I give him
All the things.
200 gold. Do not let Desmond
Yes.
leave your side.
Think 2-2.
Watch him, watch for invisible anything. Protect him with everything you can.
I will do this with my life. Do not worry.
Another 200 to him and tell him to pass it out to the rest of the guard. We'll be back soon.
Very generous, and I think they will be very happy to find this. Thank you very much.
I told
And
everyone.
add another guard to the watch.
2 to Jared, or 2 to Desmond, at all times.
Very well. I will do this. Thank you.
Grog, do you think I should do the whole elemental, guardian thing?
Why not?
All right. Water elemental seems appropriate based
Great.
on our knowledge, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
Water
sure.
elemental, poof.
All right.
And planar bindings.
All right. So,
And I talk to him in my elemental speech, which I can do. Look, we're gonna be gone for like 30 days. We have a prisoner here. Make sure nothing or no one brings him any harm.
not a drink.
That make you thirsty?
No, I was going to.
Say, you know I can speak English. What's the...
The elemental gives you an acknowledgement and speaks back in its own tongue. The equivalent of, for my time here, I serve.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
My time here, I serve, is essentially the essence of what you get.
For my
this.
time here, I serve.
For my time here, I serve. All right.
Onward.
I love doing this show.
Do we know where we're going?
Well, Percy's saying the Terst Fields. The Terst Fields, you do know. Some of you may have passed by them. They are to the east, kind of northeast area of Westruun, and you technically have the teleportation sigil for Westruun.
Oh yeah.
Is Briarwood Keep over there?
Westruun's most of the way across the continent. It's about a day's ride out from Westruun.
Oh shit.
That would
Let's do it.
shave time.
Shebang.
That would shave about 3 days off of your journey.
Matt, I'm pretty sure it's a Google.
Do that.
Western, yeah.
Dude, you guys.
Turstfields is just northeast of Western.
Do that.
Let's do it.
The circle appears. You guys rush through it.
We're here, and we've got to go here.
Yes.
Right.
So you have
Go.
two paths. You have the path into the center of the Parchwood Woods. That is the direct route to Whitestone. That leads through the main pathway
Where they'll
through
be
the central
expecting.
forest to the front of the city. There's also the Alabaster Sierras themselves, which surround that peninsula that extends into the northern part of the continent. They are very tall, fjord-like, craggy mountain ranges right up against the sea along the edge. They're a little more treacherous, but a little more out of the way and kind of a backdoor route. So you guys choose which route you want to take.
Mountain ranges are part of my favorite terrain, so
Mine as well.
we don't get disadvantage, traveling through.
I would prefer taking that
Sure.
direction. I don't want to head straight towards them.
There probably will be mountain giants, though. Remember that throw boulders and they'll be terrible.
The Parchwood forests are dangerous as they are. There's really no safe way.
All right.
Trust Percy, whatever you say.
I do as well.
Make your way northward to the bottom of the Alabaster Sierras. As you begin heading up the outskirts of this mountain range, you do notice that the mountains are extremely high in altitude eventually. It just is this perpetual climb at nearly a 40-degree angle as you continue upward. About half a day's travel. It's about 2 in the afternoon. As the sun's getting closer and closer to setting, you're making your way around the crest. You've been traveling this mountain range for a good number of hours now, and you're at a decent height, and you're on foot a good distance inside the Alabaster Sierra mountain range.
I go ahead and druid craft a little campfire.
Do you guys all rest for the evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we should take
Percy
watch.
still awake? I also stay up with Percy.
Okay.
Who's taking first?
I'll take first watch.
Percy, while we're alone for a moment,
Yes.
there's something that's been bothering me and I can't get it out of my head.
I go invisible and see if I can hear their conversation.
Okay, go ahead and make perception check.
Perception or stealth or 20. Oh shit.
Okay. You were keeping relatively low and able to overhear their conversation.
I can't help but feel like I'm being watched right now, but that's... Never mind, just forget I said anything. You know, for a long time I was like, damn, Percy's got really cool one-liners and he's so smart and I wish I could have cool one-liners. You and Grog have really cool one-liners. And then you said, your soul is now forfeit to the person you shot that night. And I thought, wow, that was an interesting one-liner. And then I
did
thought,
say that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, you know, and for some reason I was the only one who noticed it. And I don't know if that's because I'm just reading into things, or if there's something deeper that you might be serving.
I've had a number of years thinking about what I would do and what I would say, and how I would go about this. This kind of obsession is not healthy, and I know that. And it's no way to live. I'm sure that that was something on the list of things I thought I would say, some attempt to be scary, as opposed to being scared. I don't know, I think I was just trying to say something to be intimidating. I honestly didn't even think I was going to kill him. It just happened.
Can I see if he's lying to me?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
17.
18.
Best you can tell, he's seeming honest and sharing open-hearted to you. You feel like you've really gotten to the core truth of what Percy's about.
Yeah.
Perhaps your questioning this has upset him, and you kind of feel like maybe you've pushed this a little too far.
Yep. Throw it
I
away.
do regret what happened. And I know he was a bad man, but I hope to never lose my temper like that again.
You got to roleplay that shit. He convinced you.
I still really feel like we're being watched. Do you feel that?
Ever since,
It's just like, I don't know.
I think we both need sleep.
It's really distracting. Yeah. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
I'm this with you to the end.
Thank you.
The evening goes by uneventful. Morning comes to you. You could hear the distant caws of seagulls waking you up as the heat from the morning sun begins to eventually hit this side of the cave. Since you're on this side of the mountain, by the time you wake up, you realize the hour is probably a little bit past noon.
Oh shit.
We were
Wake up.
Let's keep going.
Should we stealth through the mountains just in case they have any kind of lookouts?
Oh, they will have
Will it
lookouts.
matter?
Yes.
Yes.
I cast Pass Without a Trace on us again.
Let's go
Okay.
slower.
And can I should we all stealth? Try at least?
Right?
Yes.
Let's keep stealthy.
Okay. Everyone make a stealth check, by the way, just so we're aware of what your stealth rolls are with the path without a trace.
Add 10 to it.
10. Oh, well, I got a 40 then.
Okay.
27.
Add
19.
19. Okay.
32.
32.
27.
37.
That's a pretty good spread. All right. You begin walking through this ravine for another good 45 minutes to an hour, keeping a keen eye out. I would like you all to roll a perception check.
Jesus.
Oh, natural 20!
Natural 20! Yay!
1, 20, 20.
16.
14.
16.
Okay. Both Vex and Vax, you kind of hear this slight noise of a couple rocks down the ravine behind you. You both turn and look.
Your ear's twitching.
And for a split second, you swear you see between
Phone
some of
voice in the air.
the rocks and paths of jagged stone that mark the walls of this ravine, you see a quick blur of blue that vanishes behind a higher platform above you. Something large and blue that moves across the stone and goes into a small cavern. It looks about 25 feet up on the way. That's just past your visual range from this low in the ravine.
Do we have any kind of visual on what it could be?
It moved very quickly, and for a split second, you could see it appeared to be... The way it moved was almost serpentine, like and vanished inside. You swear you saw limbs, though. It wasn't a giant snake. There was something attached to it.
Grog, pick up something really heavy and throw it as far as you can.
I go over and I grab Scanlan.
No!
A boulder.
Oh,
Something
I
not
put
living.
Scanlan down.
Okay.
I find a large rock and I like discus the thing and
And
Make
everybody
it
duck down.
athletics
As
check.
quiet as possible.
24.
Nice.
You release the rock. skids to a halt. You'd see suddenly over the course something very quickly moves, and it's a head. It's a snout. You see, it's probably a good 6-7 foot wide. A giant lizard-like toothy jaw, blue scales against it with large kind of horned ridges across the back of its head, and its claws on the edge. Looks down at the rest of you, rears back.
It saw us? Holy.
But it didn't seem to give a shit?
It just withdrew over the edge of the.
Should we run?
We can
Maybe just move really fast away from it.
All right, let's go.
I can cast anti-life shell on us, and we can just haul ass really fast.
Will
Let's
it
do it.
move with us, your shell?
Yeah, as long as you stay close to me. Yeah, it moves with me. We're in a group.
Yeah, fuck this thing. Do it. Just get out of there.
Okay, I cast anti-life shell.
Stay close. Okay.
Okay. At which point you now see a large blue blur dart off of the cliffside in the air and skidding right in the front of you guys, blocking off the side of the ravine you guys are running towards. You can now see it. A huge, elongated serpentine body covered in blue scales and horns. You can see what looks to be 6 to 8 arms and a series of legs all across its long, snake-like torso as it looks and snarls at you all. And you see sparks of energy, like electricity.
No. It's like a
in its
lightning
jaw.
creature.
Salamander?
That's where we're gonna end.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Can't do that.
I can, because it's 10:30. All right, guys, have a wonderful week. If we see you this weekend, if not, next Thursday. Is it Thursday yet?
Is it
Much
yet?
love.
So
Good night.
long.